We had Rick Ross at an event recently, and we were interviewing him. And so Rick Ross, if you don't know, not the rapper, the real Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross, ran an empire that he, was selling crack in the inner cities and cities, doing, I think the most he did is a couple million. He was doing like a couple million a day.
Yeah.
Is that number right?
Sure.
So he had a distribution system. He had, streams of revenue. He had
a client acquisition
system.
Yeah.
Although it's easy to acquire clients when your product is addictive as crack.
Hell. Like cigarettes.
But we're asking him about leadership. We're asking him about all of these things. And in the end, some of the comments on Facebook were like, I can't believe you're giving that guy time. He's a criminal and this and that. Well, two things. One is he served 20 years in jail. He served his time. And the second part is the government was the one selling him the drugs. He was the Iran-Contra guy where the CIA was selling him the drugs and then shipping the money to
fund the Contras.
And so, Mike and I just think different. Like, I'm not judge and jury on anything. You ask me about politics. I'll tell you, I'm really good at politics 10 years out. I don't know in the moment because I'm not sitting in the room with Trump. I don't know what the CIA is telling him. I don't have all the information. When you have all the information, the decision becomes very easy. But otherwise, you're guessing and you're going off of emotions and feelings. Right. And so understand you need to see through some of the noise, and you need to get to what can I take out of this, and what, pay attention to the layers and things. Cause like for me, that Rick Ross interview was genius and I learned a lot. He was really excited to meet Mike and, the things that he shared. But it surprised me that people are so shallow and that they don't want to learn. You got a guy who was leading. He led in an impossible situation.
Right, exactly. In an illegal situation, environment, one of the toughest situations you could possibly be in the world, he had to operate a company. And that's what he did. I'm more like, how did you do that?
Right.
Because there's lessons to be learned and understood from that I can apply to my business right now, today, that will make me more money. And people have a hard time getting past their belief system, their filter, and looking past it and seeing it for what it could be, or how it could be used properly.
And most of the time, those people aren't successful in business, and they're the people walking on the sidewalk and sitting in the class facing forward and doing what everybody else has told them to do, and they're followers more than they are leaders. And you need to kind of learn the difference. You're not condoning or endorsing the fact that he sold crack. We weren't there in the beginning going, hey, Rick, why don't you sell crack? Like, he had his life and his journey. He had his context. I didn't grow up in Compton. I'm not like, if I grew up in Compton like he did, I don't know what I would have done. Like, sure. I was lucky the way that I grew up. Like, I'm not judge and jury for that.
Right. You have to be able to take risk in business and in life. And he did what he had to do from the environment that he came in, and he was successful at it. And there's a lot to be learned from that.